It's your girl Riri. Welcome to another Gato Rankings episode. Today is our last day with the Eeveelutions theme that I borrowed from my good friend the Dingo Dog. It's been a good ride, we had a lot of fun, we took a lot of names. Espion by far the MVP of this team. Let's go! We're gonna be facing off against the one and only, the real OG Mewtwo. As a side note, what is that? What is that? Why is my boy Mewtwo slowly climbing down the ladder? And what the hell is even that? Back to the game, Mewtwo is gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve into Mega Mewtwo Y. This means its special attack, special defense goes up by a lot, but its defense goes down, and foul play will pretty much always be enough to take it out. I want to slow down that Gengar, knowing that I've got Sylveon in the back that won't be able to face off against that thing alone. Payback, of course, enough to take out Jolteon, but he hangs on due to the Focus Sash. RNG not in my opponent's favor there, but that's exactly why we have a move like Thunder Wave, Foul Play, totally obliterating Mewtwo with its own high attack stat. My opponent switching into Zygarde. Y'all know I can't pronounce these names. Any case, I want to preserve Jolteon for the future, thinking that it can still do some work for me. Go for the Protector. Lance Raft coming in from Zygarde. Barely doing any damage to Umbreon, it is so bulky. Foul Play, doing a ton of damage onto that Gengar. RNG once again, not in my opponent's favor. I'm taking Jolteon out, not wanting it to get obliterated by these two. Bringing in Sylveon, getting ready to take out that Zygarde. Brings in a lovely shiny Ho-Oh. Now he's going for the Crunch, and I can only assume here that he's going for the defense drop. Of course, Crunch won't really do any damage to Umbreon, but the defense drop can really help my opponent out. Foul Play doing half damage there on Ho-Oh. Massive amount. My opponent's forced to roost to try and preserve Ho-Oh. Hyper Voice, totally annihilating that Dragon Ground type. Doing a little bit of damage to Ho-Oh, but I still got moves like Psyshock and Shadow Ball that can really help out here. Another Foul Play doing massive damage, really forcing that Ho-Oh into more defensive playstyle to try and keep itself alive. It's really not contributing much to the fight at this point, except just trying to survive the massive damage that I keep throwing its way. Psyshock coming in from Sylveon, doing a good amount of damage there, just enough so that a Foul Play can take it out. Now really confident here, there isn't much left to do. Paralyzed Gengar, it's really crippled over there. Sylveon getting hit by that Sludge Bomb, doing massive damage, and the 30% chance to get poisoned takes effect, but he hangs on with 2 HP. Getting ready to launch a counter attack, takes out that Gengar there with the Shadow Ball. This was a very exciting fight for me, especially facing off against that Mewtwo, but of course, having Foul Play, you can really obliterate a Pokemon like that, even if your Pokemon is considered really weak. Going to jump into my next fight right away against Danielle, 31. She sends out Rayquaza and a lovely shiny Carnivine. Now Carnivine really isn't a Pokemon that I see often, but I am familiar with it, having been a grass Pokemon enthusiast back in the day. I assumed Rayquaza was gonna Mega Evolve right away, which it does not, which did surprise me a little bit. I wanted to protect Sylveon, knowing that it's too slow to take on this Rayquaza head on. To slow it down, I'm giving it that Thunder Wave. It goes for Sylveon, which I luckily protected so it doesn't have to take any unnecessary damage. Carnivine does a massive amount of damage to Jolteon. It is max HP, it's able to survive without even having to use the Focus Sash. She goes for the Mega Evolution, which is a little too late at this point. I can just go for the Fake Tears, do a hyper voice and take it out. Interesting to note, when Rayquaza Mega evolves, it loses one-time weakness to Rock, Thunder, and Ice. However, it doesn't lose the weakness to Fairy type moves, which is pretty interesting to note. Rayquaza, of course, going down there to the massive special attack of Sylveon. My opponent going here for a sleep powder, heavily disarming that Sylveon, making it pretty useless for a while. I didn't want Jolteon to deal with the Swampert and the Carnivine, but I do have to admit also it was a bit of a brain fail to switch him out at this point. I kinda expected that the Carnivine might try to do a sleep powder or something, which I really don't know why I expected. So I switched into the Espeon, which was a really risky move. If he had focused that slot, Espeon would have just been killed on the switch in. He really wants to get rid of the Sylveon, not wanting to deal with that high special attack. Espeon going for the Psychic, doing a massive amount of damage to that Swampert. Mud Shot, not in my opponent's favor here with the RNG, as Espeon manages to avoid it. And Sylveon goes down to that Power Whip. I bring in Glaceon to deal with the Carnivine and go for another Psychic to get rid of the Swampert. And my opponent is bringing in her last Pokemon, Latias. Now Latias has a lot of special attack and special defense. Now Espeon here is locked into Psychic, which of course won't be doing a lot to Latias, so I wanted to switch out so that I would be free to use something like Shadow Ball when it switches back in. However, that massive damage from Glaceon is more than enough to take out Latias. As always, I had a blast with these games. I absolutely love the player versus player element in Pokemon because it's so much like playing chess. You really have to try and read your opponent and predict what they're gonna do to counter it, and I'm absolutely passionate about that. Now, this Eeveelution seems, like I said, it's not mine. It belongs to my friend the Dingo Dog, and it's going back to her today. However, there are some things that I would change in the team if it was mine, so that's what this part of the video is gonna be about. First of all, Leafeon. I ended up not really ever using it because I felt it didn't really fit in so well with the team's dynamic. Now, it's naturally a physical attacker and has a lot of speed. It can also provide a lot of support. Now, having said that, hear me out, guys. I would probably attempt to make it a special attacker. Simply because on this channel we do things that are a little unconventional. Now, having a Jolteon out with it with the fake tears, that low special attack wouldn't matter as much. But of course, its move pool is really limited in terms of that. Or the other option would be to change out Leafeon. Now, I should also mention that on this channel, the concept that we're trying to sort of prove is that you can take any 6 Pokemon that you like, put them together and make a team that you can play with, that you can win with, and that you can have fun with. So, having said that, the option would probably just be to rework Leafeon to somehow make it fit in, or to, instead of having it as a support, to have it as an offense character. It can still be physically offensive in that way, who knows. So personally, what I would like to try is giving him the Big Root, giving him Giga Drain, Protect, Synthesis, so that he can also stall, you take up his defenses and his HP so that he can survive. He has naturally high speed, so that's fine. And then perhaps give him Shadow Ball or leave him with the fake tears. That way he can still support as well. And also, if he's stalling, he can break down his opponent so that he can survive longer. In Sword and Shield, it's even better because he can learn Leech Seed, so then you can really make him stall for a really long time. The other thing I would change is the Umbreon. I'm not a big fan of the Double Team and the Bright Powder. So what I would do there is instead give him Toxic and the Lumberry, because if he gets poisoned by Toxic at the moment, there is really no wait for him to recover from that, and he will undoubtedly suffer a slow and painful death. With the other Eevees, I didn't really have a problem. I used all of them, had a lot of fun with them. I would only change them if they became a problem in the future. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, it would mean the world to me. If you would like to see more of my videos, please feel free to subscribe. And I hope you guys will stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!